What's up guys, welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. So it's about Thanksgiving time and I thought I'd do a fun team build for it. Now I asked you guys and you did say that you'd like to see more varied team builds, higher points, golden age, all that kind of fun stuff. So today we're going to do just that. Now the team I'm going to be showing you guys is actually going to be for the event I'm going to be playing in at my venue. It's going to be 500 points. You must include a character with the animal keyword to be your turkey, and if you KO your opponent's turkey, then you get a bonus 50 points and you get to heal your whole team a click, so it's going to be pretty fun, a little turkey shoot going on. But yeah, so without further ado, let's check out the team. Alright, since this is going to be a fun Golden Age game, we're going to go all the way back to the Amazing Spider-Man set and start with Alyosha Craven. This guy is super good, especially since we're going to be playing with some animals on our team. So if you guys don't know what this guy does, of course, we're going to take a look at him. So he starts off with a trait, Gulyadkin. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it says as you place your force on the map, you may place in your starting area a Gulyadkin, the lion bystander, as described on the back of this card. As long as a friendly Alyosha Craven is on the map, Gulyadkin the lion can be given one action as a free action, and then he's got a awesome special attack power that says if Alyosha Craven was given a non-free action this turn, you may give Gulyadkin the lion or another friendly character with the animal keyword a move action as a free action. So that is going to be super helpful to our team. We're going to have a couple of animal keyword characters, and there you can see the bystander there. It's got some charge, some blades, and some super senses, and a 0-point value if they were to go after him. And so Alyosha, of course, is going to start with some charge as well. An 11 attack, 17 combat reflexes, and 3 damage with close combat expert. Also a nice little 6 range there, so very good in close combat. Don't forget he also has some range and a decent amount of health there. We'll just click through him real quick, get some blades and outwit there. Then gets a little bit of regen, some stealth there before he gets KO'd. So all around a very solid figure. All right, so to take advantage of everything that he can help us out with, we're gonna use the lizard here from Earth X. Now this one actually I'm leaning towards being the turkey because he's a little bit harder to kill and he's got some healing effects. So he starts out with a trait, Sinister 6 United, which gives him stealth, but only if your force has 3 or more characters, and improved movement hindering, but only if your force has 5 or more characters. So we will get both of those. And then modify all combat values by +1 if your force has exactly 6 characters. We are going to have a few more than that, so do keep that in mind. If you were to be playing a team like this, you will have to kind of wait until your opponent knocks out a couple figures, and pay attention if you do manage to get down to exactly 6 figures, then all of these traits will kick in and they'll all have a +1 to their stats, which is going to be great. But then he has another trait that gives him free. If Lizard is on an even click number and has no action tokens, you can heal him a click. So some built-in healing is pretty nice. He's also got Indomitable, gives him some willpower, and decent stats there, some charge, blades, toughness, and of course the Sinister Syndicate team ability, which is going to let us copy the attack values of adjacent friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate team ability. So as long as we have some good 11 attack characters, we don't really need to worry about the fact that he only starts with a 10. Now, sadly, Alyosha doesn't have the team ability, but he's one of the few characters on this whole team that doesn't have it. So moving on, our other animal that I am also still kind of debating on which one should be the turkey here, but we have Rhino, also from the Earth X set. So we'll take a look at his card here. He's going to start off again with the same Sinister 6 United trait. He has another trait that just gives him knockback, so all of his attacks can generate knockback. And important to note, he has improved movement to destroy blocking terrain. Super, super helpful, especially with the free movement from Alyosha. Some 8 movement with charge, 10 attack, 3 damage, 17 with invincible, and of course, Sinister Syndicate team ability. Only 50 points again. Pretty durable little brick there with the invincible. But moving on, we're going to do another figure from Earth X. We have the Beetle. Very good figure. I've actually had him on another team build video with the Thunderbolts. That was a really good one. But this time we're going to be using him again at the 50-point line. Now he does start with the Beetle pod equipped at no cost, and basically that's going to give him flight and a +2 to movement and toughness. So 3 very important things to keep in mind. He also has the Sinister 6 United trait, does the same thing as the last 2. And then another trait that gives him leadership, and when a friendly character within 6 squares replaces its attack value using the Sinister Syndicate team ability, modify its attack +1. I just love that so much. So being able to replace their attack value with an adjacent friendly characters. So all these 10s are most likely going to be at least 11s. And then anybody within 6 squares of him doing that is also going to get another +1. So we can get probably most of our team up to at least a 12 attack. Even if you're replacing a 10 to a 10, it's still worth it because he's still going to modify it up to an 11. Like I said, we're going to be playing him at the 50-point line there. So he's going to start with some running shot, energy explosion, super senses, and perplex. So basically he's going to be one of our ranged attackers, and he brings leadership, perplex, and that awesome additional bonus +1 to attack for just sharing your attack value. Super good. And to expand on that, we're going to be playing the Kingpin from the Superior Foes of SpiderMan Fast Forces. This guy is very, very good for a Sinister Syndicate team, and I will show you guys why. So he starts out with a trait that Kingpin and friendly characters within 8 squares are considered adjacent to each other for the purposes of the Sinister Syndicate team ability. Now this is amazing because, for one thing, on paper it might not sound as crazy as it is, but if he's here, anything within 8 squares this way, 8 squares this way, 8 squares in front of him, 8 squares behind him, they're all considered adjacent for the purposes of the Sinister Syndicate team ability. So even if these 2 guys are way over here, he can borrow his attack if he wants to. It's super crazy, and it gets even more ridiculous when you combo that with the fact that everyone within 6 squares of him that is going to be sharing attack values is going to get an additional +1. So if like these guys are over here and these guys are over here, you know, you can actually have the lizard copy Rhino's attack value, and because he's within 6 of him, he's going to get another +1 for it. So even if you're all spread out, you can still do all this ridiculous attack sharing. So it's going to make the team a lot more mobile. You're not going to have to stay quite as grouped up. You're going to be able to spread out and do different things and still be able to get the bonuses of you know, being adjacent and using the team ability. But he also has a special damage power that gives him leadership and outwit, and then he can use leadership to, well, basically what leadership does now, regardless of point value, if he uses it on a friendly with the Sinister Syndicate team keyword. So that just is how leadership works now. But stealth with an 11 attack and the leadership and outwit is super good. Some toughness too. And of course, Sinister Syndicate team ability. So the crazy thing is that since he has an 11 and the team ability, it doesn't matter. Anybody within 8 squares of him can borrow his 11 if you want. And then anybody that's with doing that and also within 6 squares of him is going to bump that up to a 12. So ideally, your whole team is going to have at least a 12 attack the whole time. Now, to expand upon this a little bit more, we're going to be playing the brand new Green Goblin from Absolute Carnage, and we'll take a look at what he does as well. So he also starts out with a trait that gives him the ability to equip the pumpkin bombs at no cost. And basically, that's going to give him some energy explosion, and it's going to let him be able to destroy blocking terrain, you know, without having to have a 3 damage. So that's pretty nice. But the main reason I'm going to be playing him on this team is for his yet another Sinister 6 trait, which says that adjacent friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword modify their attack by +1. or by +2 if targeting a character with the SpiderMan family keyword. So super helpful, again, modifying everybody's attack by +1. Now this time you do have to be adjacent, but anybody that's adjacent with the keyword gets the +1 attack, so you don't actually have to have the team ability, so this can also help Alyosha out since he doesn't have the team ability. But yeah, anybody that's with this keyword that's adjacent to him is going to get an automatic +1 to attack, which is, you know, extra helpful. And he also has a special attack power that gives him precision strike, but may use it when attacking 2 or more characters, which is super awesome since he has a triple target. And then he also has, when given a range destroy action, he may destroy up to 3 objects and or pieces of blocking terrain, but he does still need line of fire to each. So pretty cool, he can destroy huge chunks of blocking terrain. That combined with the Rhino's ability to move through blocking terrain is gonna just totally get rid of any blocking terrain in our way. It's not going to be an issue at all. And he starts out over here with a 6 range with triple target, 11 movement with flight and running shot, which is awesome, 11 attack with that precision strike special, 18 with toughness, and a 3 damage with leadership, and of course the team ability as well. So some more leadership. That's our 3rd leadership character on the team, which is very useful since there is not a lot of willpower on this team. Really just Lizard so far is our only guy with willpower, so we definitely need as much leadership as we can to get better odds of removing a few tokens here and there. But what's also going to help out with that is going to be this guy, Overdrive, from the Superior Foes of Spider-Man set. Literally one of the best carrying pieces in the game, and I'll explain why here. So he starts out with this trait that if you were to use the Sinister Syndicate team ability to borrow his attack value, then you can use Sidestep that turn. Not really great since he only has a 9 attack for his whole dial, but with all of the bonuses, you know, you get +1 being adjacent to him, +1 for swapping attack values if you're within 6 of him. You could actually still borrow his 9, get yourself up to 11 or better, and use Sidestep if you had to. So it is worth remembering that you can do that. But the main reason he's here is you can give him a free action when he's adjacent to a standard object, remove that object from the game, and place a charged up bystander in that space if none are on the map. So here we go, take a look at the charged up bystander. It's a vehicle with passenger 4. It's got an 11 movement with sidestep, 0 attack, 0 damage, and an 18 defense with toughness. And it can only be piloted by Overdrive. So it is pretty crazy though. Don't forget that this is a vehicle, so it does not have to modify its speed value from using carry. It can carry characters that have the flight ability as well. So we can do all of that. And it also ignores hindering terrain because it's a vehicle. So all of that and passenger 4 is definitely going to get this team where it needs to be. And not have to give them all a bunch of action tokens because, like I said, there's not a lot of willpower on this team. He also has Sidestep, Combat Reflexes, and Empower. Don't forget that the vehicle can take a free action to choose a standard attack or damage power the pilot can use. So you can actually copy his Empower to at least empower all the characters that you've just moved up. But this is a 500-point team, and we still have a few more characters to go. So coming up next, we have the Spot. He's a new rare figure from the Absolute Carnage set. We haven't gotten a Spot in a long time, and this one does not disappoint. So if you guys don't already know what he does, of course, we're taking a look now. So he's got another trait, again, yet another Sinister 6 that says when adjacent friendly characters with the Sinister Syndicate keyword is given a move action, they may replace their speed value with 10. Now, this isn't super helpful, but that will come in handy. Remember, whenever Alyosha Craven here is given any type of action, you can give a move action to one of your animal keyworded characters as a free action. So if you move him up, then one of these guys being adjacent to the Spot is going to be able to replace their speed value with 10, get a free move action. You know, again, especially in Rhino's case, 10 movement through blocking terrain and then charge on somebody is going to be great. And even going all that way up, you know, you could potentially still be within 8 of him, and hopefully even still within 6 of him. So you can get him up to a 12 attack for all that. And it's going to be great. You can do this pretty much the same thing with Lizard, you know, charge blades if you want to. Now, don't forget this is only for move actions, so you can't just replace their speed to 10 for like running shot or charge or anything crazy like that. But really just for moving these guys around with his free action, I think that's going to be a cool little combo to keep an eye out for. But that's not all he does. He also has another trait that says phasing teleport, and phasing teleport as free but half speed. So just a quick look there. He's got a 10 movement in his whole dial, so he can phase teleport for 5 squares as a free action every turn, which is pretty nuts. He also has traded flurry, and when he makes a close attack, he may target an opposing character within 4 squares, regardless of adjacency. It also doesn't say anything there about needing line of fire, so you can punch somebody through a wall, through other characters, it doesn't matter. As long as they're within 4 squares of him, he can flurry them. And then when an opposing character targets the spot with a close attack and misses after resolutions, deal that character 1 damage. So that's really nice. If they try to punch him, they're gonna swing into one of his spots and punch themselves in the face. Pretty awesome. He also starts with stealth and 18 defense with super senses and 2 damage with outwit. And he is indomitable, so that's nice. So again, this guy is probably going to end up being at least a 12 attack. And if you use the empower from Overdrive or charged up, whatever, then he's going to be able to do at least a 3 damage. And you could easily perplex that up to a 4 damage with one of them for his flurry to do some big damage through some walls. Definitely going to want to pick a map with a lot of walls and blocking terrain for this team, just for the fact that he can blow up any that he has to, he can run through any of them, and he can phase through and punch through all of them. So I think a lot of walls, especially since this is a mostly close combat oriented team, a lot of walls is definitely going to be the way that we're going to want to go with this. But we still have one more character to take a look at, and this guy is kind of just the Swiss Army knife of the team. We have the super rare from Superior Foes of SpiderMan, the Champion designed figure, super awesome Chameleon right here. This guy's great, and honestly, I don't use him enough, but we'll take a quick look at him here. So he starts out with a trait that says, when building your force, you may include up to 3 standard characters of 60 points or less on your sideline. These characters are disguises this game. Disguises can't be replaced or chosen for any game effects other than Chameleons. And he has another trait, Master of Disguise. Give Chameleon a power action if no opposing character has line of fire to him. Again, why we're going to want a lot of walls and blocking so nobody can see him do the power action to change disguises. And then you can replace him with a disguise, the same number of clicks from its starting line. For the rest of the game, when that character is targeted by an attack, you can roll a d6 on a result of 1 to 4. That character is no longer a disguise and is replaced with Chameleon, the same number of clicks from its starting line. And then he becomes the target of the attack, and this can't be ignored. Basically, you kind of have to make a shape change roll every time, otherwise you lose the disguise, and then you switch back to Chameleon, who also has, on his movement power, he gets shape change and stealth, and is a wild card. So you switch back to him, he becomes target of the attack, and then you can still roll for your shape change, which is pretty nice. And then opposing characters within 3 squares can't use shape change or be replaced. Is his other traits. So I really like this trait, especially with all the new secret identity characters. If you can get him within 3 squares and they would be KO'd, they can't be replaced by their secret identity. So I'm pretty sure they just have to die at that point. So depending on what my opponents are running, might not even want to switch this guy out to a disguise, because he will be able to do a lot just from that. And shutting off shape change is huge too. So many characters have shape change right now. It can be very annoying. Taking a quick look at his dial there, 70 points. He's got that special stealth and shape change on his movement there. 10 attack, 2 damage with perplex, and some super senses as well. Very dodgy. And he gets some regen there on the last click. 3 range too, don't forget about that. No team ability, but remember, he also is a wild card from his special, so he can copy the Sinister Syndicate team ability if need be. The cool thing about Chameleon as well is just the infinite number of options you have to put a 60-point character or less on your sideline for his disguises. So you can use literally anything 60 points or less, and there's a million different things you could do with that. So without getting too crazy, I'm just going to show one that just jumped out at me as being super fun and awesome to try out. And that's going to be the new SpiderMan on the trash can from Absolute Carnage. The SpiderMan is great, and I just thought it's so perfect. Of course, he's going to try and disguise himself as Spider-Man, right? I'm pretty sure he's done that a few times, and it's just so cool, especially because this is going to work so well with everything else that our team is doing. And that is mainly because, just taking a look here first, he's got, of course, Spider-Man team ability to make him a wild card and a 12 attack. So switching to him is going to give all of our characters a 12 attack to basically steal. And then, of course, we're getting the +1 over here to make everybody a 13 attack. And if they're adjacent to him, 14, possibly 15 if they're attacking Spider-Man family characters. It's going to be pretty nuts. So since he's going to be coming in as a disguise, you're not going to be able to get the beginning of the game trash can. It's not going to matter because the disguise character can't be replaced anyway. But then he also has this really awesome special attack power that says when he makes a close attack, he instead targets all adjacent opposing characters. And since it doesn't say to split the damage or do a certain amount of damage to each hit character, you can hit for your full damage on each adjacent hit character. So flexing up his damage or getting some Empower over here is going to be able to do some massive damage with that hypersonic. And of course, Outwit's going to help. Now, he will also give your opponent this J. Jonah Jameson bystander whenever he starts the game. Not really too big of a deal because he can only use his Perplex on himself or characters with the Spider-Man family keyword. So that's really only Spider-Man in this case. Won't have to worry too much about giving them that bystander. But yeah, really fun Sinister Syndicate team. Like I said, I'll probably end up using the Lizard just because he's got a little bit more health and he's got some ability to heal to be my turkey. So if my opponent was to KO them, then he's gonna, give them a click of life back, and they're gonna score an extra 50 points. Plus, he's only 50 points, and I don't want to put too big of a target on his back. But that's going to do it for this team build. Let me know in the comments if you guys would like to see more teams like these, higher points, golden age, etc. Different themed fun teams. Let me know if you guys like that. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, of course, make sure you smash that like button for me. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And be sure to let me know in the comments if you guys are doing any fun Thanksgiving games and what you would play in a scenario like this, because I think that would be fun to see. But that's going to do it for this video. If you guys would like to see your name here in the credits and get a big thank you, then of course make sure you check the link in the description for our Patreon, and you can help out the channel there if you'd like. That'd be awesome. But that's going to do it for this episode, so thank you guys again so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.